Good morning, guys. This is your Sir DRV again, and welcome back to my hero review segment. And this time we will talk about Hades, one of our limited hero that have skins. First of the two heroes that IGG or the Mythic Heroes team released a skin. So, what is actually good with Hades? Well, I can say Hades is actually, in terms of tanking, is if we will be rating Hades, he will be at 7 out of 10. He can be used in early game, mid game, and late game because he have strong points as well in terms of uh, killing single enemies. So let's dig deeper on what is good about Hades. So most of you probably doesn't know that his ultimate um, ticks 3 times, or it is actually um, it will deal 3 times 100% damage per second. So it's 3 ticks, 1 per second. And I know that most of you are on 3 times speed. That's the reason why you were not aware of that. But let me show you his ultimate in slow motion. So as you can see, let's wait for the energy bar to get full. All right, let's get some damage a little bit. Okay, I think this is enough. So the girl at the back, watch. 1, 2, 3. So 3 ticks per second. It's actually 3 damage. So since we are always at 3 times speed, we're not noticing it. That's the good thing about Dead Sight, his ultimate. So you don't need actually to wait if you're manually doing the ultimate of Hades. You don't have to wait for their health to go down to 30%. You can actually use his ultimate at 50% health because it will tick 3 times, and the last tick will be his trademark killing enemy instantly. So at level 2, it deals 110% damage. At level 3, if the marked target's health drops below 35%, kill the target. And level 4 deals 120% damage per tick. So this is pretty good for tanky heroes in campaign with many healers. So those tanks sometimes, even if their health is low, it's hard to kill them. But if you have Hades on the team, he will instantly kill those tanks. So viable unit to use in some or certain campaigns. And let's check the second skill, the Hellhound. So Hades summoned a Hellhound that mirrors 50% of Hades' max health and absorbs 45% of the damage taken by Hades. So the Hellhound is the wolf that he summons, and actually it is stunning the enemies in front of you. Let's talk about that later. And at level 2, the Hellhound takes 50% of the damage taken by Hades upon himself. Level 3, the Hellhound takes 55% damage taken by Hades upon himself. And level 4, the Hellhound takes 60% of the damage taken by Hades upon himself. So it's like an extra tank. And there's also an additional benefit of getting the Hellhound because Hellhound also getting shield from Hades. So let's see. This is the third skill, the active one, the Shadow Shield. Hades cast a shield on himself, absorbing damage equal to 175% of his attack. So when the shield breaks, it deals 100 damage to nearby enemies. So it's an AoE. Level 3 absorbs damage equals to 200% of Hades' attack. And level 4, additionally, Hellhound gains the shield. So this is what I'm talking about earlier. So at level 4 max, the Hellhound also gain a shield. So that Hellhound will get a little bit more tankier, and it will act as meat shield for Hades himself. All right, so let's take a look at the last one, the passive. And Hades deals damage equal to 1.3% of opponent's max health every 2 seconds to all enemies. So just like I told you earlier, if you don't have, or if you have Hades and you have a lot of copies of Hades, it's actually viable to use him on boss fights as well, because he's doing damage per person. He's doing percentage damage to enemies. So good damage dealer to boss if you don't have any other viable tanks. And well, there's actually no good damager in terms of tanks aside from Hades when it comes to bosses because of this life tap. All right, so Hades is good for bosses as well, and for campaigns you can definitely use him if there's a lot of healers and tanks and pesky tanks like Athena. Athena is hard to kill on campaign in higher levels, so if you have Hades on the team, then he can one-shot him too easily. So that's her skills, and let's go to his weapon. So right now I have Hades at 200 because 200 where Hades weapon starts to make it work, because out at 100, after being summoned, Hellhound's first attack will stun the enemy for 2 seconds. So this is what I'm talking about earlier about stun when summoning the Hellhound. So if there's a, let's say in campaign, there's a big damage or a super damager in front, then you just need to put Hades in front of that damager and he will stun that enemy for 2 seconds. For example, Medusa. So Medusa in late campaign is really heavy damager. So if you don't have stunner like Artemis that deals stun in front, then you can use this Hades. He will stun those damagers in front or at the back as long as he's facing those enemies in line. All right, so at 200, this is where his ultimate is getting good. So if that sight does not kill the target, it returns 500 energy to Hades. So 500 energy, that means half of the bar is filled right away. So that's the reason why this is good with bosses. And if you combine Hades with something like Idun, he will be doing ultimate every 2 to 3 seconds. So good for Chronos Pantheon boss, and also good for guild bosses. So if you have Idun as your main support or healer, then you can actually use Hades as long as your Hades is at 200 weapon. He will deal a ton of damage. Aside from his ultimate, he will do damage using this life tap passive, percentage damage. So based on my previous videos, those percentage damage like Zeus and Athena or Artemis, sorry, is doing tons of damage. So Hades is also a percentage damage to HP. So he will do great damage to bosses as well. So at 300, reduces the target's healing received by 100% for the duration of that sight. So just like I mentioned earlier, if your campaign has a lot of healers, Hades will be good. It reduces healing, so they won't be healing anymore. There's a boss actually. Let's say I remember it's the 2360 boss. That boss heals a lot. So if you have Hades on the team, he won't be healing anymore, and you can kill that boss pretty easily. Alright, so at 400, the Hellhounds at first attack will stun the enemy for 3 seconds. So that 3-second window, you will have enough time for your main damager to proc their ultimate and complete that stage. So pretty good skill, pretty good 400 skill. Stunning the enemy, it's pretty useful in endgame. Alright, so let's go to his equipment. What are the good equipment for Hades? So number 1, we have the Earth Rune. So since he is attacked, you can use Earth Rune that reduce damage taken. And for the first 10 seconds of the battle, it will increase your defense by 50%. So if your unit is, or if your Hades is already free to tanky, then you can use the Artifact Excalibur. Since your unit won't be dying pretty easily, you will enjoy the bonus of increased attack and defense by using the Excalibur. So there's also another rune that you can use for Hades, and that is the Light Rune. Where are you, Light Rune? Here. So the Light Rune, let's see the bonus of the Light Rune. So the bonus of the Light Rune is when health is below 50%, all health restoration effects increase by 35%. So this is a good rune when you're dealing with bosses and you have Idun on the team. And at the same time, you can recover 0.3 when orange, max health every second. Good rune for Hades for boss fights. As for the weapon, you can always use Excalibur. You can also use the axe, the Thor's hammer, because the reason why is the Thor's hammer actually one of the most or one of the best artifact that gives a lot of health. So if you have a lot of health, then your Hellhound will benefit. It will also gain more health, means more tanking, more meat shield. Alright, so Thor's hammer is also good. Aside from it can sometimes reduce enemies' attack speed. Alright, so that's it. That's it for the runes. Let's go to his divinity. So for his divinity, I haven't upgraded yet, but I saw this devoid energy field. It can greatly assist your main damager or main carry. So ally hero with the highest combat power is immune to first lethal damage. After, they will gain a shield with 30% of this hero's current health for 8 seconds. This effect can be triggered 1 times per battle. So yeah, this is pretty good. If you have a squishy main damager like Artemis, then definitely use this one. Alright, so another one is the Pristine. So when health is above 75%, increase defense by 80%. So more tankiness. And if you have Idun on the team or Nagakaina, then your health won't be below 75%. You will enjoy the benefit of getting defense to 80% always. Alright, so here, this is good as well for endgame, because most of the enemy heroes is doing a ton of crit. Then you need to use this water drop always. Okay, so arguably you can also use this time lapse, because it can stun. Actually, it can stun the enemy for 1.5 seconds, and the chance is 20%. Every 5 attacks, there's a chance that you will stun the enemy for 1.5 seconds. A clutch divinity skills. And for the meantime, if you haven't upgraded his divinity higher to get these good stuff, then you can just use this first, the Tenacious, and this one, the Prime Ball. Tenacious and Prime Ball. Alright, so once you unlock this one, then use it. And then at end game, definitely use the energy field and the Pristine. You can also use recovery if you lack healer in the team, but if you have healer, then get Pristine and energy field and the water drop. Alright, so that's it for Hades. And if you really are simping for Hades, you really want him, then might as well get his fashion. Here you can actually buy it for 100 skin voucher. So you can get the skin voucher at the current Halloween event, and on the pumpkin farm you can get the voucher here. So at 70 pumpkin farm or harvest, you can gain the skin. You can buy either Persephone skin or Hades skin. So for free-to-play player, unfortunately you can't reach 70 without paying for anything. So if you really want to get his skin, you need to purchase at least $5 to $5. So where is $5? Here, the 25. So you need 50. So here you can purchase the the $10 here, or the $5 here. And at the end of the Halloween event, you will definitely reach 70. Alright, so that's it for today, and I hope you learned something about Hades. And I'm actually building him as well. I'm building him already because he might reach Celestial. I need one more to make him Celestial, so I'm going to build him for boss fights as well. Alright, so that's it for today, and if you have other comments or suggestions, don't hesitate to post a comment, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe as well. I have created a group for you to reach or contact me much faster, I have created this Discord channel. So we'll be putting the link on this description below. And thank you very much, guys, for watching and supporting me. See you later on my free to play series. Goodbye for now. Thank you.